Good morning, everyone. Keith Johnson, CPA here with the Business Beat for May 5th, 2021, Cinco de Mayo. And hopefully everybody can go out and have a good margarita a little later today. Although right now I think it's a little too early for it. Anyway, just wanted to also give a shout out to a very special friend of mine who is celebrating her 28th anniversary in the U.S. Navy. Yay! She is actually stationed as we speak in Diego Garcia, which is 10,000 miles away from me. And that's not a metaphor. She is literally 10,000 miles away from me in the middle of the Indian Ocean. So happy anniversary. We just want to talk about some latest statistics. The GDP came out last Friday. The GDP is basically a measure of the amounts of goods and services that the U.S. economy produces. In the first quarter of 2021, January, February, March, it came in, the first estimate came in at 6.4% increase from the last quarter. Now, the way it works is the GDP comes out in three stages. It starts at the end of the month following the end of the quarter. So for the first quarter, it's April. The second revision will come out at the end of May, and then the final numbers will come out at the end of June. So that's how it works. And so 6.4%, that's pretty good. It's twice as much as the best quarter during any of the 20 teens. If you recall, that would take care of both the Obama and Trump administrations. And I think there was only one or two that exceeded 3%. And even there, it wasn't that much. So pretty good growth. However, we did have a pretty good trough to recover from. The economy took a beating, losing 33%. And I believe it was the second quarter last year. And then, so to recover from that, actually, you don't recover 33% to make up that 33. It's more like 45%. So economy's been pretty strong since then. So it's a good sign. We're almost, not quite, but almost back to where we were before the pandemic started. Now, inflation, that's been a big fear. And we're seeing huge price increases in lumber, building materials, even food. And that's starting to cause a lot of concern. Now, are we back to the good old days of 1980 when we had double-digit inflation and double-digit interest rates? I remember those days well, and I remember following it. I'll admit to you. Okay, I'm not super old, but when I was a kid, I was really, really, really a news geek. So I would follow unemployment, inflation, all of this when I was like 11. So yes, I'm a nerd. Yes, I'm a geek. But I do remember this stuff well. And so we're seeing inflation rear its ugly head, and we are, and a lot of it is from the unemployment benefits that are going out. People are staying at home rather than working, and I get it from both sides. On one side, as an employer myself, who actually has to pay unemployment tax based on the staff I have and myself, I have to. I feel that if you are able to work, you need to work, and you need to do an honest day's labor. So, I don't take too kindly as an employer for people to just sit home when there are jobs available out there. However, I also see the other side of the argument where employers don't pay a living wage, and these statistics bear it out. Prices increased incrementally for years and years and years for everything else, and they didn't take wages into account. And also productivity increased substantially over the last several decades. And, in economics 101, the teaching is that as productivity increases, the minimum wage and wages can increase without causing inflation. Well, employers didn't increase the wages as much as they need to, so makeup is a bear. So I do get the $15 an hour push. And to be honest, if minimum wage went up at the same rate as productivity, which would not cause inflation, it would actually be closer to about $17 an hour. However, on the third hand, yes, I only have two, but there is a third hand. You do have to, if employers should be required to pay a higher minimum wage, then the employees at the same time need to show the value of it too. They need to come to work on time, and they need to be productive. So there's a lot of things at play. I get both sides of the argument. So it's just, but at the same time, the unemployment or lack of work ethic right now on as far as that means too many dollars or chasing too few goods because everybody's sitting at home and not producing, and as a result we're seeing the inflation, and that is a fact. That's not an opinion. We're seeing that in the statistics, and you're seeing that quite frankly at Home Depot, Lowe's, or at your local grocery store. So we're hoping to see some kind of relief. For that reason, I'm not against a fourth stimulus. There is some chatter right now about the fourth stimulus. I think it's not necessary. I think there are jobs out there. But at the same time, people are also concerned about, other stuff like, housing prices, things like that. Well, the way I look about this fourth stimulus, or a lot of the talk is really the government's just in the process of trying to top off the unemployment benefits for everybody. There are people who who didn't get their full stimulus for whatever reason, and the government's trying to make up for it and make sure everybody's topped off for it, which is fine. I get that. And so I think that's what's going on right now. And that's so if you haven't gotten your stimulus yet, keep checking. From everything I've been reading, the government hasn't forgotten you. Worst case scenario is that there should be a catch-all on next year's return, just like on this year's return, to claim any forgotten stimulus. So hanging tight. I have an employee that hasn't gotten her stimulus yet, and we're checking on it every couple of weeks. So stay tuned. Also seeing the president come out with an American Families Plan bill. It's going to be, we're just in the very early stages of it. It's going to be health care, family care, child care, and part infrastructure. It's quite a bit watered down. Its earliest estimates is that the president is asking for 1.4 trillion, as opposed to earlier estimates of 4. So basically what that means is everything, there's looks like there's some competing bills in Congress. There's going to be a lot of discussion over the next couple of months. So just stay tuned on that, and we'll keep you posted as discussions go forward. So I would just hang on for the next couple days. Friday is the all-important jobs report, and that will probably set some direction as far as any future stimulus goes. I'm looking forward to it with bated breath, and I hope that I hope it foretells a good recovery. Anyway, just want to give you that for today. Um, if you have any questions, please give us a call or please give me a contact. For the first time, I'm going to say please subscribe if you like what you see. We try to give some balance to everything. I try to look at both sides of the issue on everything. But yeah, it's sometimes it's a little tougher than others, but I will always try and give you at least my perspective from both sides of the issue. So if you like what you see, please tell friends, please subscribe, and because we want this thing to grow now. So anyway, have a great day and take care. Be safe. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Don't have too good of a happy Cinco de Mayo. And we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.